What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. He's from the DoD clan. His name is Narvi. On the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Set. His name is More Champion. The map is Marsh, and it's currently 2-0 in this best of 5 series between Moore and Narvi for the BGO Bill Gregg Open tournament $1,000 prize pool. Very, very good. Very, very good. Moore taking that second game really nicely with some nice hoplite Minotaur action. Taking the first game with some nice set action. Going back to his set, and Narvi going over to his Odin. So these guys knew which map this was coming into it. They knew it was Marsh. Definitely a strong set map. Definitely a strong Odin map. So we'll see what happens here. This is Will Balance Patch 4.0. So set does have those small nerfs to shifting sands and to the pharaoh damage to villagers. So if you do the very fast, did Moore get supply block? No, he didn't get supply block. You do have those very, what's it called? The very slight nerfs to the pharaoh. In that pharaoh does 50% damage versus 50% reduced damage versus the villagers until hands of the pharaoh, and also shifting sands takes only 600 HP worth of units instead of 800 HP worth of units. Thank you so much for the follow. I am Borto. Appreciate that one, my friend. Blue crystal shard on the map. We've talked about that a little bit, so maybe we can talk about it a little bit more in depth here. So the reason why blue crystal shard is not as good as we used to think it was is because of the way that vanilla villagers gather resources. So they gather, or especially gather gold and wood. I guess hunt as well is the same thing, and farms is the same thing. But basically, they have a gather rate, yes, but their gather rate is restricted by their animations. So if they are chopping a tree and they get to 14 wood, instead of dumping the wood off, they're going to do another animation in order to get that 15 wood to dump it off. So that 15 wood would normally have been 16 wood, right? So they're getting less wood than they otherwise would. Then that's just saying wood too many times. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Yada, yada, yada. But basically, if Blue Crystal Shard doesn't reduce the amount of animations it needs to give it a bonus, it does nothing. And that happens more often than not. There's a couple of cases where it happens really big, in a really big way. For example, gold miners, I think it's pickaxe. As Egyptian, if you get pickaxe and you get blue crystal shard and pickaxe, it's sort of like having shaft mine. It's a little bit worse than shaft mine. But yeah, you can definitely grab it as Egyptian. It's kind of like getting Harmonia's necklace a little bit, but only for that one little thing. Anyways, hopefully that made sense. It's a little bit confusing. We are seeing Moore throwing down his temple, getting those villagers onto the hippopotamus here. He's grabbing the relics. Blue crystal shard has been grabbed as well, and all of that other good stuff. He's actually running straight on over to that temple, so he wants to empower it. Get that extra resources coming in for the golden wood. Just kidding. He wants to advance to the next stage really fast and cheese his opponent. Moore is one of those guys that he doesn't play funny. He only plays meta, and he goes for it. He goes for the wins, goes for the easiest win possible. And we are going to be seeing a fairly fast. It's 4:45. It's a little bit slow, to be honest. 4:45 advance time from the set. That's going to allow our Odin player to be advancing already. He's going through Freya. He's going quite fast through Freya. Building out those Herso. He needs to get those guys out. He needs to position them on top of his resources. He's got some straggler trees here that he's chopping down. It is actually worthwhile to save these. So build your ox cart out, start chopping this down, and then once you see the classical age, or roughly 4:30 into the game, you move back into the straggler tree so you can garrison into the town center. And not take any damage from the shifting sands, and then your gold miners are the ones that are a little bit under the pump here. Did Moore use his vision? He didn't use his vision. There we go. Moore uses the vision. He sees the entire base here. Can grab the pigs if he so chose. Can attack the hunt if he so chooses. We are seeing nothing being done here. This is all fakes. Where are the animals? I see no animals. I'm so confused. What happened then? Did he shift the... Oh, he used He used vision early. He's not even in the classical age. What the hell? Just checking out what was going on there. This is so troll. Narvi not really controlling those ravens very well either. It's like, where's the... what the hell? Where's the shifting sands, bro? That's a little bit funny there. A little bit of a fake out. Did manage to pull the villagers back off the deer though. So a little bit of a fake out there by Moore. Just a little bit funny. Grabbing that forward town center, sees what's going on in the base, so he knows he can grab the town center. We've got a Girdle of the Hippolyta here. The Fairies grab this other relic. A Moore champion has a Trojan Gate, which gives you war hit points. Valkyrie running around trying to do those things that it can do, but really the villagers are under a lot of defense at this point in the game. Bit of a precarious position for these gazelles here. Can pick these guys off. It does take 2 attacks, unfortunately. Might be worth it for these to only take 1 attack, to be honest, to be killed. Just the gazelle set, not the hyena set. Just so that you could pick them off and deal some economic damage to your opponent, because this is 75 food. Used to be 100 food. It got nerfed a little bit, but 75 food. Villagers moving forward now, going to be trying to get onto this boar. Unfortunately, the Valkyrie leaves that location just as the villagers move to it. Could have been a little bit of nice harass, but not getting that one just yet. Some raiding cavalry are pumping out now for Narvi. I don't see this very often from Odin players in this matchup. Normally we're seeing sort of semi-fast heroics in order to get out Huskar or Jarl, mostly Jarl, so that you can deal with Axemen and deal with Ancestors and deal with basically everything. If you can get out a bunch of Ulf Jarls, you can win the game pretty easily. Well, not easily, you can like defend against what Set has pretty easily. But not going to happen. We're seeing the armory coming out now for more. Only 2 longhouses for Narvi. He is able to spam consistently from these, but these guys take a long time. 18 seconds to build the unit here. But unfortunately for Narvi right here, he needs to do some damage. Moore's got his second town center. You're sitting on 1 town center. If you don't do damage with these units, it was a waste creating them. Or at least for now it's a waste, and you could have been getting villagers out. We do see the villagers are gathering from the middle of the map. He is going to be coming in, but that is quite a bit of animal already over here, and the Valkyrie gets picked off instantly by the Wadjet, Pharaoh, and Priest. Forces these median raiders out of here at this point. More units are getting built here. We've got the husbandry coming through, raiding cavalry coming through as well. We see Forest Fire does come down into this location. It's going to open up the base a little bit here, allow for raiding over this way, maybe running through the base or running through this location here. We see the Raven is chilling on top of this gold mine. Raven's chilling on top of this town center. Do not want to allow Moore to grab that town center for free at all. Moore still has that shifting sand, so we could do something similar that he did in the first game and steal some town centers here with shifting sands, if he so chose. But the raiders are moving in. They're looking to take out the laborer here and do some of that other stuff. Yes, he is going to actually get a nice pick off here, which is nice. Grabs that 1 villager, and the house does stop being built. Does that affect him at all? Nah, 50 population of 100 population is way too much. Second town center, or delayed second town center coming for Narvi. That's the standard town center play if you're going to be building two longhouses and going. So he's actually playing standard here. But it's not really standard for this matchup, if you know what I mean. It's like a standard strategy, but yes. Nephthys has come through now for Moore. Moore can now throw up that Migdol stronghold in the middle of the map and like lay siege on this location here and just create map control. He's also building out some spearmen, and the villagers are going to be fighting here. Raiding cavalry do die very, very fast, you know. They die quite quickly. Migdol Stronghold is coming up now. Oh, this is a 1 HP raider that was doing too much damage right there. The rest of these raiders are going to be dying here. Are we seeing... No, Narvi not getting to that heroic age fast at all. Migdol Stronghold going up in the middle of the map. That's going to be time for chariot archers or something like that. And we have more of these raiders running around and doing their good things. Settlement is up as well for Narvi, so he can start pumping out those dwarves, getting them going. Needs to secure this location here, but more just content with grabbing town centers at this point and trying to stomp his way to victory here. The Scorpion Man running forward, trying to chase these raiders away. Maybe able to do something there, maybe not. Scorpion Man is such a strong unit against Norse because he's fast. He's got 5 speed, which is more, especially against Odin. He's fast. He's got more speed than the Herser, and he's got so much HP and does so much damage to these guys in bulk. But luckily for Odin, he can reheal this HP over time, given his bonus. What is it? 0.8 HP per second while idle. So there's a mathematical equation based on something in order to work out how much they heal when they're running, but it's pretty slow. So if you look at the time going by, 1 HP, it was about 5 seconds or something. Yeah, something like 5 seconds every 5 seconds while moving. Running in here, sees the Migdol Stronghold, sees the town center, and we are going to be seeing Skadi coming through, I'm assuming here. Yep, Skadi is the god of choice to combat the ancestors here. He realizes he's got time to play with. This isn't like a 2-town center all in with siege towers and stuff like that with an ancestors. We are seeing the 4th town center is now grabbing for more. He knows even more he's not under threat. So potentially Narvi can just sit back on this 2 town centers, go for a Ragnarok and try and go for a Gold Staff maybe. It's going to be super difficult though. Moore's got 2 town centers really close to each other. So that's mercenary spam up out the wazoo. He's already got some... He's only got 1 barracks down, but I'm sure he'll put more barracks down in the future. Siege tower moving in right now. I'm going to try and take out this temple before Skadi comes in. Is he going to be able to get it? He may actually be able to get it. It probably would be worthwhile just rebuilding that temple with these units here. Otherwise, that's no... he does manage to push the siege tower away, but I was going to say that's no Frost Giant for him. Shifting Sands coming down as well. Does bring these guys back. Ancestors gets cast, and Frost will be incoming in about... Oh, you got to wait on that. You have to wait on it because these guys come out. You get a couple you have to fight now. You always wait until, what is it, 45? Yeah, 45 is when you cast Frost. Anytime before then, you're going to have a couple of minions to have to fight there. We are seeing these units trying to retreat away from here, but the ghost building there, the armory, is going to stop them. But I think Narvi's happy with this. If you can pick off those villages, it doesn't manage to pick them off, but if you can pick off those villages, it's a good trade against the tower fire there. Nice raid from Moore here at this point, coming in onto the villages while the frost is going on. That's going to be gigantic right there. And Narvi's still producing units. He's got the Raiders coming out. He's got the Frost Giant coming out. So he's got a good comp here, at least for defending. And these minions do spawn back up, do a little bit of damage, and then they are all going to die. The siege tower moving in now, and again he picks off the siege tower. Oh, not he picks off the temple. And then he's in a good position to win the game. Picks off the temple, and it's going to be good. We are seeing a hill fort, desperation hill fort, sort of coming up here. The Frost Giants coming in. You need to get the town center focus fire these priests here, and he is also getting the Frost Giants to frost the siege tower, which is really important. But there's so many siege towers here. You need to get these villagers off work and start jabbing away using their bonus of 150 or 50% bonus against siege here. Given they do 8 damage, that's like a nice healthy amount of damage against these siege towers. But it looks like the town center is going to be going down. This town center not going through the Mythic Age either. So that's looking like Narvi's deciding to tap out. GG, well played by Moore. Champion takes this series 3-0. Super well played, nice standard set play. I like that he didn't go for the cheese. He faked the cheese with the vision. What I mean by the cheese is you build like 3 priests or something or 2 priests while advancing to the classical age, and then you cast vision on your opponent's base and shifting sands your priests, pharaoh, and animals and Wadjet onto a location that your opponent is gathering resources, and you basically force your opponent to get watchtowers and also have to run away their villagers. Yes. Anyways, if you enjoyed this game, please give us a follow, and if you really enjoyed it, you can subscribe, and all those other good things. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Boyd, and I'll see you guys next time.